Hi everyone, welcome to the channel again. So this is Agentic with Ishan and आज हम पिछली वीडियो का कंटिन्यू करेंगे What is AI. So this is part 2 और अगर हमने part 1 नहीं देखा है so I will be sharing the link here. So आप उस वीडियो को भी देख सकते हैं and I would recommend कि आप उसे देखें because this is a continuation of the previous video. So पिछले वीडियो में हमने जो पार्ट कवर किया था दैट कवर्ड की लाइक व्हाट इज़ एआई, what is your interpretation of AI, what is the basic idea behind AI, what is deterministic, rule based, what is probabilistic, what is statistics. सबसे बड़ी mistakes जो मैं देखता हूँ trusting the LLM and trusting it as an engine. So आज हम बात करेंगे कि जो concept which is super interesting to control the hallucinations, and that is temperature and probability. So let's deal with this topic, which is temperature and probability. So now what is temperature and what is probability? So remember how we said that AI is probabilistic, so that it's sampling from a distribution. Okay, so there's actually a parameter that you can set and it determines how the AI samples. Okay, so that is called temperature. Okay, and when the temperature is set to 0, so when temperature is equal to 0, at that time you are telling the model that always pick like the single most likely. So this is like kind of deterministic. Okay, so if you have kind of like 0, you have a deterministic model, and when you crank it up to 1 or higher, you are saying, okay, sample more broadly from the distribution, be creative, take risks, be open about exploration. So if it's above 1, you are like, okay, explore. And if it's like nearby to 0, lower end values, you are like, okay, focus on this thing. You have to be more of like a deterministic one. So that's the difference between a higher and lower temperature. And moving ahead, so temperature 0 is like very precise, very safe colleagues who always give the expected answer. But temperature 1.5 is like that brilliant but chaotic friend who goes completely off script and sometimes says genius but sometimes just rambles. Okay, so this is one of the code that you might refer through. So this is just a client chat completions create. So this is for calling the GPT-4o model, our LLM, and this is the message, and we are assigning the role of a user, and content is like, okay, explain AI, and temperature is set to 0.7. So this is kind of like the math. Temperature is 0.7, so it's not very much of a deterministic level, it's not very much of a probabilistic level, it's kind of an in between of creativity as well as something that is actually grounded to the truth. Okay, so for production systems, okay, let me tell this to you, let me write it here. Okay, so for production systems, you would try to crank up temperature closer to 0 because you obviously want it to be a deterministic one. And for, let's say, creative tasks, when you want to, like, let's say, when you want the LLM to like explore, brainstorm, write, be creative, content generation, right? So higher temperature gives you more of a variety. So this single parameter, which is temperature, so it is a proof that AI isn't actually a magic. It's just a configurable system. It's just maths. And once you start thinking about it as a system, you can actually control it. Okay. So let's move ahead now. So why is this channel called Agentic with Ishan? What even is agentic AI? Okay, so you must have this question: what is agentic AI? We know about AI, we know about probabilistic system now, we know about tools, we know about structured outputs, but what is agentic system? Okay, so let me give you the cleanest way and the clearest way I look into it as. So basically, it's like generative AI. Generative AI actually it tells you what to do. So tells you what to do wherever we have whereas in case of agentic AI, it actually does it. Okay, so just a second. So it actually does it. So it basically tells you what to do and it actually does it. So this is the difference between generative versus an agentic system. So in case of like, you have an example. Okay, you ask regular AI, you ask chat GPT, you ask Gemini, my server is down. what should I do? It says, okay, check the logs, SSH into the server, run this command, look for this error, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is a good information, but you still have to do all of that stuff by yourself. Now, imagine an agentic AI system. You describe the same problem. The system SSHs into the server of its own. It reads the logs. It identifies the root cause. It writes a fix, tests it. If the system fails, it tries something else, loops again, and when it's confident the fix is right, it submits a pull request for your review. You didn't do anything except describing a goal. Okay, that is the shift that we are talking about, from chatbots to coworkers, and that's what we are going to build on this particular channel. Systems that actually do things, systems that have memory, can call tools, make decisions, and know when to ask for help, just like our neurons are wired to do things. Okay, and this is where I really believe the biggest opportunity for developers is right now. Not in building the models, that's for researchers, but in building the systems that put these models to work, to build those architectures. Okay. This is the last section of this video, and I want to talk to you in this video. Okay. So I want to be real with you for a second. A lot of people are still treating AI like it's some kind of a magic button. Okay, add AI, become successful, the whole thing. And yeah, there's a lot of noise out there, courses, tools, a new framework dropping every single week. But the people who are actually going to build something meaningful with the technology, they are the ones who are actually taking time to understand this, who ask why before ask how. Okay, who think about architecture, not just output. That's what this channel is for. Okay, if you are a student, you have a genuine advantage right now. I mean, you can build the intuition before your entire career is on the line, your career is locked into a particular way of thinking. Use that. Okay, if you're already working in the tech, you are a developer, you are an engineer. Okay, this is a compounding investment that makes everything else you do better. Not a distraction, it's not a distraction, but I feel like it's a multiplier for your work. Every video on this channel will be an actual deep dive, production grade, production grade and no fluff. And here's what I want you to do right now. Okay, so I want you to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I want you to drop a comment below and tell me something confusing about AI, or what you expect from me that I should create about. And yeah, I'll try to read every comment as possible, and I'll try to guide you in a way if you need guidance. And if you're working on any AI project and you feel stuck, okay, the top mate link is in my LinkedIn description. You can connect there, and you can reach out to me if there's some small doubt in the YouTube comment section. And yeah, let's dig into this together. So I'm Ishan, and let's just again stop treating AI like a black box and start building with it. See you in the next one. Stay tuned.